Welcome to the Whole Steward, the holistic approach to wealth from a Christian worldview. I'm your host, Stanton, and I'm glad you've joined. What does it mean to be a whole steward? Sometimes that means you focus in some areas more than others, but you always remember to balance all the areas and to come back and not forget to properly steward any of the 9 forms of capital that we have. Also, how early can you be an investor? We have some very special guests. They'll help us dig into that question today on The Whole Steward. This is episode number 55. I'm thankful you've joined. If you've been paying attention, you've noticed that I have not released an episode in a little while. Why is that? Well, as you know, Anna is expecting our 6th child. And the first trimester can be a bit rough. I would say she's under the weather, but she's really under the baby. And the baby is doing great, growing up strong. As far as we can tell, 17 weeks along. We're really excited. August 25th is the due date. And so part of stewardship is focusing on sometimes the relationships that you have in your family. And that certainly includes the 5 children that God has made me a steward over, and my wife. Together we are stewarding God's children. They're really not ours. They're only ours to raise and train up in the fear and admonition of the Lord for a short time. So I've been really focused on that. And then I've also been focused on a very specific activity with them that I will share in a little bit. But for our topic today, how young or how old do you have to be to start thinking about what it means to be an investor or a whole steward? Our guests today are 2 very fun, very rambunctious guests. They're younger than normal, so this is going to be a bit special. I've been trying to talk these 2 young investors onto my show, onto the Whole Steward, for over a year now. And they finally agreed to come on. You know, they are very busy and they have a lot of things that they're interested in. So the Whole Steward is, it doesn't really fit into their schedule until now. So I'm very excited. They've made time to come on the show. And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome our 2 very special guests, Josiah and Lizzie. Oh, you are crazy. So, Josiah, why don't you let everybody know, how old are you?
10 years old.
10 years old, okay. And Elizabeth?
I'm 9 years old.
You're 9 years old.
Yes.
Now, are you excited to be on the Whole Steward?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, why are we doing this today? Well, I'm excited that you've come on because I think that you have a lot to add for our listeners. I've heard it said that children learn everything, most of their core knowledge and perspective on the world by a very formidable age, say 10 or 11 years old. Your brains are learning a lot. So, Josiah, you're 10 years old. What do you think you've learned in your first 10 years?
Probably how to learn to do mountain biking very well.
Oh, you had to learn to do mountain biking very well. Okay, you mountain bike, you like to do that. Elizabeth, you're 9 years old. So what have you learned in your first 9 years?
To barely control this not laughing when you were talking.
Okay, that's good. Well, this is good practice. This is an excellent, an excellent opportunity. So we homeschool, correct? And so what does that mean? What does it mean to do homeschool?
It means
to do school at home, which is very nice because you could take a day off without doing your school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Josiah likes the days off. How about you, Liz?
You get Friday off and you can postpone your school.
And so the cool thing about homeschooling is that you can change your schedule whenever you want to, and you can choose the curriculum that you want to do, right? So mom goes through and she sets a schedule for you, and then you kind of do your classwork and your book work when you need to. What subjects are you studying?
History, boring math.
Math is not boring.
Yes,
At
it
least to
is.
me it isn't.
So we have...
She does not like math.
You don't like math, Liz?
No.
I do.
No.
Nope.
I love it. Oh, yeah! Unless it's hard.
So one of the other things that we do is, in order to teach finances, which is just one area of capital, of course, we focus on all kinds of different areas, but I said we're having 2 young investors on the show. And so both Josiah and Lizzie are an investor. First of all, just to get started, maybe tell us a little bit, Josiah, about how you make money as a 10-year-old. How do you make money?
I know.
Do yard work for my grandma and grandpa.
Okay, so you do some yard work. How about you, Lizzie?
2 things. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to Gigi's because taking the trash out, she will like give us $100. And then
Actually, that's not true.
And then number 2, doing chores here because then we get chore bucks, which is like cents, and then if we have like 100 chore bucks, then it turns into $1. So like, let's say I have 1,000 chore bucks, that's $10, and like 300 chore bucks and 10 cents in like the fake money.
Okay.
And that would be $3 an actual of 10 cents. So like, yeah.
Each chore buck is 1 cent, basically.
Yeah.
Worth a cent.
Yeah,
If
like
you
like $1 is like 1 cent.
if I had $500, it's not like if I would get it. It's not like I would get $500. It would be $5.
So 500 chore bucks is $5.
Yeah, chore
Okay.
bucks.
So do you get chore bucks for all the chores that you do?
No.
Which chores do you get chore bucks?
Like
chore bucks for?
mopping the floor and doing mom's own, cleaning off the hallway counter because that counter, when we're cleaning our zones, if they like don't go in where our zones are, we just put them on the counter and then soon it's like as tall as a mountain.
Okay.
So.
So basically, you have chores that you have to do that you don't get any chore bucks for. Right?
Yeah, like our zones.
Okay. And so then, when you do extra things around the house, is that what you get chore bucks for?
Sometimes. Unless just a reason. Unless there's a reason that we have to do it.
Okay.
Like a lot of the time,
Like
you
cleaning
give
a
us
room.
stuff to do. We don't normally get chore bucks.
I give them stuff to do without getting chore bucks. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one way that you make money. You mentioned the other thing is you do work like yard work.
You do computer work.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
making
fine.
cars.
Yeah, I do. I do
3-wheeled
computer work,
cars.
yes.
3-wheeled
Yeah.
cars.
So, what kind of work do you do? You mentioned yard work, and who do you do yard work for?
My grandma and grandpa. From
Gigi and Peepa.
yeah, Gigi and people.
Gigi and Peepaw, grandma and grandpa. Okay, so you were. That's Gigi on my parents' side and Peepaw on mom's parents' side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
A lot of the time, I'm doing the work though.
right, do you do some work, huh?
Sometimes I pull the weeds for your mom, which is Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's quite about it.
That's quite about it. Okay, so Josiah, you're doing quite a bit of yard work all the time and other types of jobs.
Sometimes I help them.
Sometimes Elizabeth helps. Do you get money given to you just for free for no reason when you're doing work for somebody? So you have to do good work?
Yeah.
So you're providing value for somebody.
Yeah, it's not like if I cut one weed with like scissors, went like that. It's like, here you go, $100.
Yeah.
That definitely won't happen.
So sometimes grandparents are known to overpay, which is, I think, okay if they want to do that. You know, it's but at the same time, you get compensated for the value that you provide. So then, what happens then when you get the money? So you get either you turn your chore bucks in or you get paid.
May I have a...
Yeah.
After I separate it, I have stuff in my spendings, and I spent dollars that I do not like that I did. I spent them on a 3-and-up garbage truck, and then a 3-and-up dentist playset, and I don't like them anymore.
Okay. All right. So
They were $20 each.
struggling with choices on what you spend your money on.
Yeah.
But before you spend any money, what do you do with the money?
Separate!
We have to separate it before we get to spend it. It's not like we get the money right away and we're able to spend it.
So what do you do with, how do you separate it? You have different categories, or what do you do for that?
We have different percents, like 50%, 40%, 10%.
And what are those for?
Those are for spending, investing, and God money.
Okay. Is it,
Spending, investment, saving, I have a special bag, which is like a $2 bill. But,
A very
and
that's
then,
like a collector's?
yeah, and
Okay.
then, because I never make those or something. And then, what was the other one I was going to say? God money.
God money. What does it mean, God money?
It means give your money to the offering at church.
Okay. So the work of the church can be doing God's work?
Although I have
A
nothing
lot of
in
the
it.
time I forget to bring it.
I don't have any in it. I put all my coins in on one go. Because it's fun to put in the box.
So you do that every time you get some money. You then separate it into investing, spending, and God money. Now, Lizzie mentioned savings. When we first started this, we were saying two different categories, one for saving and one for investing. And what I realized and Mom realized along the way is that really, if you're saving dollars, they're just going to lose value. If you were to save your $20 bills until you got older, they would be worth a lot less because of inflation. And so really, if you want to save, you need a little bit of a liquid fund. But at this age, you guys don't have an emergency fund because you don't really need one because you're still living with your parents.
Oh, actually, there's a fact. We invested in a real house. Except Daddy put in like $1 million. And
So it wasn't $1 million.
I put in 13, and Josiah put in 24.
Okay. So for investing, how do you guys invest? You said you invest in a real house. What do you mean?
I mean that we put like money into a house that you guys rented or bought.
Yeah.
And then
then you
people
guys
live
get-
in it, and then they have to pay you. But also,
And then you guys get money back.
yeah, but then also you, 1 month, did not have enough money to pay us back.
So we partnered on a house. We bought a house with Mid-South Home Buyers. And if you didn't catch that episode, go back and listen. My interview with them was very good. A great reminder of what an awesome operation that they're running there. And we partnered, it was back in 2021 was when we first bought the house. And we drew up a document that we read and understood and agreed to, which was a certain percentage. And we did a very straight split of the amount of money that we were bringing as the parents to the down payment and the closing costs and all of the initial investment and the amount of money they were bringing. Do you remember how much money you invested back then?
$24, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like $24 maybe you started with. And
Yeah.
You started with 24. I started with
Like $3.
13, and then I wanted to get $1 million back.
Well, not yet.
That
So
one.
what happens then is that if you look at $24 and the total closing cost was somewhere around $24,000, so it turned out that Josiah owned about 1/10%, I think it was.
Like a 9.
Yeah,
No,
somewhere around
He
0.9.
owns 1% of one of your houses.
0.09. Yeah, so but now you own 1% of the house, and how did that happen?
Because we stopped
I
paying.
saved up a lot of investing, and I
Okay,
did.
so you were making money, you were splitting it up, and you store up money in your investing bucket. You're able to spend 50% of it, and then you're saving 40% of it. The amounts of money is proportional to, how much work you're doing and things like that, how much money you're getting. So Elizabeth is not quite as business-minded and, wanting to do a lot of work to earn a lot of money, but she still has some. And so the proportions that we split when you had more investment money, we drew an addendum to the partnership, and now Josiah owns about 1% or exactly 1% of the house, and you own about 0.1% now. I think you're up to about 0.1%. It's pretty amazing. I joke around all the time that this 10-year-old is going to buy this whole house from me one step at a time. Now, of course, part of the agreement, and we made this very clear, that mom and dad are the managers of the investment and also have full authority to make all investment decisions right now. So we're sort of the active investor, whereas the kids are the passive investor. But when we get cash flow, we get rental income. We rent out the house in Tennessee. And when we get income, we split it up right according to the percentages, and you guys get the money. Sometimes you have to remind mom to pay you, right? Or do you always get paid on time?
No, we never get paid on time.
No, we need to get paid again.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
Like right now.
well, right now our house is actually vacant, so we're doing turnover. Yeah, so the
We're fixing
current
the
tenant
house.
lived there for over 3 years, and they moved out, and now we're getting it ready. We're fixing it up, so we're paying a lot of money now to fix it up. I mean, not a lot of money, but we're
$1
painting
million
the
bucks?
walls. No, not $1 million.
It looks disgusting, right? Is that the house that looks?
No, this one doesn't. This one didn't look too bad. It's okay. So we're painting the walls. We're fixing the flooring in a few places, cleaning it up, doing some new blinds in some places over the windows, and then also doing some yard work, doing a lot of cleanup in the yard. So that all costs money, and we're not making any income right now. So none of us are getting any money right now. But we'll get it back going again. And the biggest killer of cash flow is vacancy. So we want to get that back rented out as soon as possible, so we can start, paying off the turnover costs and getting it going. So that's what we're doing. But whatever those splits are, we split it right according to the percentage. And that way you have, a fair return on your investment. So now, Josiah, you were telling me before we started that you have more to invest. How much do you have to invest now in your investing bucket?
$202, I think.
$202. So your total stake, if I remember right, was about $200 in the investment, and so now you're going to double that stake. So we'll have to look and see what a fair split is if you're going to put more money into this investment. But I'm going to guess you're going to come out somewhere around 2% ownership at this point.
What about 100%? Like right now?
Well, 100%, you'd have to,
$24,000.
You're going to have to put quite a bit more in, somewhere around $25,000, or it might be more because the price of the investment is going up over time. So it's worth more now too.
Maybe $1 million bucks?
It's probably going to take me a couple of years if I want to buy that whole entire house
like
by
when
investing.
You're 20 or something, or 35 like Dad.
And
Wait, no, 36.
and
Well-
Lizzie,
What?
Actually, never mind.
What were
It's
you
probably
gonna
a bad
say?
idea.
Well, what were you going to say? Tell me.
He decided to be nice to his sister. That's good. So this is a very practical way that you could teach your kids investing, and that's something they're learning. Silas and Gideon also have their buckets, and they're splitting, although they haven't actually invested any money. But when they put money into an investment, you give us the money, and then we transfer the funds accordingly, right? And we keep track of all that. But you actually hand over your investment money to us, right? So you trust us to do a good job, I guess.
Yeah, you get your money back.
Not only that, but you trust us to provide, for you every day as well.
One
So
month?
Otherwise,
One
I
month?
would be doing it.
Yeah, so 1 month we had to like redo our drawers or something, and then they didn't pay us that month. It's so sad.
Okay, so this is a practical way, and I've thought about, okay, how can we teach them from a young age how to do this? And this is what we've come up with. Now, your situation may look a little different. You might not invest in single-family rental homes. You might invest in other things. Certainly, everybody's an investor wherever you store your wealth, whether it's in cash dollars or real estate, the home you live in, or stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever you do. If you think you're on the right track for your family, of course, you could learn to, you could think of a way to involve your children in this from a young age. And that'll stick with them. I remember when I was young, my mom had me do the same thing, separating the money. Now, we didn't have a category called investing. It was just God money, spending, and saving. And I became a prolific saver. In fact, learning to invest was interesting. It was a mindset shift that you don't want to hold on to these fiat dollars. You want to put them into something real that will give you a return. And so that's what we're doing here. So it's a great business. 10 years old, 9 years old, real estate investors. Pretty amazing, and I'm excited for them. They're earning this fair and square, and I'm really excited for them, especially if somebody like Josiah or Lizzie, that you might end up owning a whole house by the time you graduate, let's say high school.
Homeschool high school.
Homeschool high school. You might own it. And this is not a set course. We don't have a curriculum that we're following or anything. It's one of the advantages of homeschooling. It's just how we learn. We learn in life. And so that's what we're doing here.
Hi, this is Gary Pinkerton with Gary's Gulch Podcast. You are listening to The Whole Steward with Andrew Stanton, one of the best researched shows by a man of true passion. Now that you know more, go out and grow more.
The other thing, and one of the reasons why I've been missing in action on The Whole Steward a bit, and I still have a lot of plans for The Whole Steward, but we've been working on another project that has involved the children quite a bit, and I was wondering if you guys wanted to talk about that a little bit.
What is it?
One of the things that inspired me to do this, and some of you who know me from a long time ago, I was very opposed to social media, all this stuff. I used to say, my Facebook is here, face to face. I've had to change of heart on that because I've realized that as technology grows and develops, if you refuse to adopt it, you're kind of like, the guy who's saying, I refuse to do online banking. I only go into the bank. Okay, that's fine, but now you're missing the fact that online banking has revolutionized the banking industry. And now you can see your balances on your phone. Whereas when I was younger, before iPhones, kids, yes, I was doing banking before iPhones were around. I would have to call the bank on the phone and ask them, first validate who I am, and then ask them, okay, what are my balances? Or you could drive to the bank and get your balances that way. But technology has evolved, and so we need to evolve with it. And one of the things that in business in particular that you need to do is leverage the latest technologies in your business and use them to your advantage. Now, certainly there are many businesses who say, nope, I will not involve myself in any of those technologies, and they do okay. But there's nothing inherently evil with the technology. It's how we use it. And so that was my growing experience, and realizing as well that we have many people in the world who do not know God and who are in active rebellion to God, and they use the technology all the time to further their world view. And so why not put out the holistic approach to wealth from a Christian worldview on the latest and greatest technologies to reach as many people as we can? And so that's what I'm doing, as well as the new project that we've been working on as a family. One day I walked into the house and the kids were watching on YouTube, they were watching somebody else play video games. Now, they weren't even playing video games themselves. They were sitting there watching somebody else play video games on the TV. And I got inspired to say, you guys need to turn it off and get on out. What I was inspired to do was say, you guys and gals need to be creators rather than consumers. I want them to be creators, and I want to learn to be a creator myself. It's very easy to consume. We are bombarded with media all day long, all the time. Is it easy to watch a lot of videos on YouTube?
All you have to do is click the video and you just watch.
You just watch. How hard is it to create a video?
Very hard.
I've done plenty.
Okay, so what are we doing then to be creators?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Okay, so we first started, we wanted to do this idea that we were going to do, and we wanted to make a new channel about, let's say, not playing video games and doing cool things outside.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen that channel, it's called Exploring with the Stantons. Just click the little boy riding down a dirt trail, and that's our channel. Anyway, so and then but we first started by trying to make it called Turn It Off and Get On Out. But then Daddy here is like, I'm like...
Well, if we're making a channel and it's called Turn It Off and Get On Out, we're kind of telling them to turn our channel off, which is kind of counterproductive to us succeeding on the channel. So
yeah.
You can turn it off and get on out as long as it's somebody else's channel, but otherwise leave ours on.
Yeah,
so we
ours.
ditched that name, and that's okay. Part of this is learning to search for a good name. So we came up with a much more generic and open thing.
Exploring with the Stantons.
A couple of months later. But we've been making videos for this new channel called
Exploring with the Stanton.
Okay, and it's what does it involve? What are we doing for that?
We're exploring the world.
Exploring
God's creation.
God's creation. So we're exploring God's creation and bringing you along with. And I typically do a lot of filming anyways, and so it's been very easy to do the filming part. It's the production part that's hard. Now, Josiah here and Elizabeth have been learning to edit videos. And Josiah, you edited a video that really took off. What was that one about?
Oh, you tell. If you can't,
I think they should go to our channel and see which one it is.
Oh, you think you're not going to tell them, huh?
Here, I'll give them a hint.
Okay.
It's something that includes house in the word.
House in the word. Okay.
It includes fire.
Okay,
Fire engines.
Just let them know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So Okay, so we went to the firehouse.
When it opened.
Yeah, we got to put out a whole fire.
So the firehouse had an open house. Mom went and she filmed with her iPhone and took some little videos of the kids kind of at the firehouse doing this field trip, and it was a very fun day for them. And then Josiah edited it together, edited the video, did all the cuts and jumps and picked music for it and all that stuff, and we fine-tuned it a little bit, but you mostly did most of the work, right?
That was
We
my
uploaded
first
it.
video, I think. I think that was my
I think
first
that may have
ever
been your
video.
first video that you edited.
Yeah.
And so how many views did it get?
It got like
Let's see.
we'll put it on the screen.
Try to
Oh,
explain.
you're gonna make me get fancy now with the editing. Okay.
Just so that they can see how many views it got, or they can just go and
I'll
see.
tell them.
It got like 25 million views.
No.
Something very high though.
Blowing with the Stantons.
But it went
There's a little boy.
crazy.
So how many?
69,000 views.
So I was blown away. I could not believe it. We spent almost no time on this. Anna was just shooting with her iPhone. Josiah did the editing. I was like, sure, upload it. We're just having fun with this, trying to be creative and create instead of only consuming. And of course, we like to consume too. We have some favorite channels that we love to watch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Josiah's video just took off, and we got a bunch of subscribers and all this stuff. So
It's like it has 100 something.
yeah, you got well over 100 subscribers added to the channel from this video, and so it was pretty exciting. We're exploring God's world, and certainly from a Christian worldview. So you will see that come out on the channel, and we've been working on that, and that's something I can work on with the kids, and so that's
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Dad and we've been editing in this room before.
Actually,
Yeah.
Together.
I have edited my first video. It was, what is it called?
It's right over there. It's over this way. Because it's a pretty new video.
You did this one.
We climbed a volcano.
Yeah, and that was a fun one too. Lizzie,
It was like a trail that was like this steep.
Lizzie's been doing so. Anyways, this has been a growing experience for me to try to teach not only the stewardship part, especially of finances, but of course we're focusing on all 9 areas of capital in one way or another all the time, and then being creators rather than consumers. So you can, and certainly at this age it's under very close adult supervision, but you can be a creator as well, and it's very inspiring to see kids learning to do this. So thanks for sharing. Let me ask you this: what has been one of your favorite parts of doing the creation of the videos and the exploring with the Stantons?
Probably doing the video. Probably, what's the word?
Shooting the video or editing?
Shooting it.
Shooting it.
Yeah, having fun doing it.
Editing, watching it.
Like,
Watching it?
I need
Okay.
to post another video.
Yeah, we need to get on
have,
that.
right
We need to
Here,
get on that.
I'll edit
So-
this
Yeah.
one.
No, this one's
So-
Dad's editing.
So yeah, my favorite part definitely is shooting the video. Why is that? Well, we get to go out into God's creation and explore, and that's really where I enjoy being, is outdoors exploring God's creation. So that's kind of the theme, although we will do some things indoors. For example, a couple weeks ago, we did a stop motion race car race,
Yeah, we gotta post that.
and that was kind of fun. We were exploring stop motion in our creation, and that was indoors, but we could certainly do stop motion outdoors as well. But a lot of different things, and it's really kind of like a vlog, but focusing on exploring. And so if you haven't seen it already, I know a lot of you who subscribe to the Whole Steward also are aware of that channel, but I highly recommend go check it out.
We'll put it on this link below, right?
Put it on a link below. Yes,
All the
we'll put it in
videos,
we'll put it in the description, and you can go check it out. So that's a project that we've been working on as well. Now, lastly, the Whole Steward. What are we doing for that? Well, we got some really exciting news.
Sorry, I thought you asked me.
So, Elizabeth, what is the exciting news that we have for the Whole Steward?
We're making merch.
Merge?
Merch.
What is it?
Merch.
Merch.
Like shirts and hats. And
Merchandise. So, grab the box, Josiah. We got our first shipment of the first articles.
Can I open it?
Yeah, let's get that open. Do it carefully. So we're going to unbox it with you right now and see how these things came out.
And it also is still taped.
Just don't cut your fingers off while you do it.
I might. I've never cut my fingers off with scissors, though. Here, I'll just open it.
Just tear it.
Show us your strength. So, these are from a print-on-demand site, and the reason I did that is so that we don't have to hold inventory and maybe order too many of one size and not enough of another size. So, we've got... Oh, it looks good! Look at that!
Is this a pillow?
Here, Josiah, open this one up.
Yay!
Yeah, you can open that one, and then I'll open this one.
And where?
You can get your Whole Steward, the Whole Steward flat bill cap.
Yeah, it's flat.
Baseball cap?
Sorta.
That looks good.
It's
Look at that. Good. Here, maybe in this screen you can see it a little better. These are available. Wow, look at that.
That looks great.
I'm excited.
And there's also
So what is
shirt.
this? What do you have, Liz?
A shirt.
Okay, this is a shirt.
But we've got the whole stuff.
It looks like it's kind of... It looks crooked.
You did that.
Oh, I did that? Well, it might be okay. So that's cool. So we have T-shirts.
Wait, what's on the back?
This is on the front. And then you want to see what's on the back.
The back says, here, moreover, it is required of steward that they be found faithful.
Nice. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. So you can help spread the message of the holistic approach to wealth from a Christian worldview and support the work that we're doing here by picking up some T-shirts or a hat if you want to.
Don't forget about the
And-
sweatshirt. So it's the same thing on the back.
And moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful.
So this is a hoodie with the logo on the front and the verse from Corinthians on the back. So this is super cool. I'm excited, and I have so many more designs that I want to do. These are available on thewholesteward.com. This is one way that you can help support the Whole Steward, and I hope that you find value in it, because I have a lot more designs that I'd like to do, as I said. Again, I really appreciate your support. Thanks for bearing with the break that we took, and I hope you found this interview with these young real estate investors to be very helpful today. You can just get ideas. Take these as ideas and not something that you have to do, but maybe you are inspired to help your kids learn investing in certain ways, as well as there's so many other things that, of course, you're training children with and in. So, Elizabeth and Josiah, anything else that I missed that I should have asked you about that we didn't discuss today?
Yes.
No. Not that I can think of.
Okay, Elizabeth said yes. What is it?
We're going to do that stuff.
Oh, all of this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You wanted to do the split up. Josiah, show everybody what you have.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of...
So how do you do this?
So what we first need to do
You write things on a paper.
is how much we have to separate, which is right here.
Okay, so as you make money, as you have income, you put it all into your separate bag, or it's called need to separate, right?
Well, actually, just Josiah.
Oh, Josiah's to separate. Okay. All right.
And then we have my investing. As you can see, I have a
There's a
$100 bill in
$100
there.
Well, he's got a couple of Benjamins in there. It's been a little while since we did an update on the investment, huh?
Then to God.
That's a lot of money.
And then,
Are you going to take some
My
of this
wallet.
tomorrow?
Spending.
yes.
Like,
Okay.
take the whole bag and just pour it in.
And then I have my wallet.
You keep your spending in your wallet?
Yeah, that you guys gave me like a year or two ago. Or 3 or 4.
All right.
or
And
5.
then what do you do with this?
The calculator,
You just type buttons.
just to help.
You just type buttons. It's that easy, huh?
This is to help.
So
with the
remind us
separate.
again what percentages you use.
So 50
50 for what?
50 for
For
spending.
Okay.
40 for
for
investing.
Investing.
And then 10 for God.
Nice.
And then, like, 1 for savings.
No, 10. It's supposed to be 10.
1 for savings.
I
Well,
just-
she remember she has a $2 bill that she saves just as a fun token, right? As a collector's item.
Auntie Lola gave
Yeah,
it to
I
me.
spent mine.
All right. Thank you everybody for listening. It's been a fun time with these young real estate investors. Again, check out Exploring with the Stantons. That's where they're doing a lot of their creation. They were very gracious to come on the Whole Steward today. It was a very different vibe, but I hope you enjoyed it. And until next week.
Don't forget to just subscribe and hit that like button for Josiah's $100 bills.
Yeah.
$200 bills.
Yeah.
So
There's a joke.
thanks for listening. Until next time, now that you know more.
Go out and grow more.
All content on The Whole Steward is for informational purposes only and must not be considered personal, professional, tax, or legal advice. Please consult an appropriate professional for individualized advice. Though we do our best to bring you reliable information, we make no guarantee on its accuracy, so you must rely on your own due diligence to draw your own conclusions. The views expressed by guests on the show are their own and may not represent that of the host. Please visit our website for complete terms and conditions.
Thanks for joining us today for the holistic approach to wealth from a Christian worldview. This show is brought to you by thewholesteward.com.